Welcome back everyone. So we continue with our beautiful journey with the Key of Transfiguration. But before we get started, let's light a flame of hope and of life, love, peace and harmony for the world. And there we have it. May all beings benefit. We are making such beautiful progress here on our watercolor paper, and today I'm excited to get into some of the details of the wings, and maybe I thought I would develop the color a little bit further as well. Let me just get my reference material to stand there for me. Right, so before we begin, just mist your watercolor pan so that they can soften and the pigment will be more ready to give and release. Right, so I thought to continue with the journey, what I've done is I've just used the carbon on the back of my paper again. I just positioned, big word, it neatly on my paper so I could correlate and find the space just to redefine the lines that is on these wings. I do find it easier to just copy lines than to try and sit and copy them visually. That can be so exhausting. So the line work is improved there a little bit with some pencil. I just traced again with my pencil. So I'm just going to use my magic eraser and I'm just going to roll it over the paper because I do want to lift up some of that carbon. I just want to get an idea of where those lines are, and I didn't want to just ring it on camera. So you can just take your time and redefine these spaces. It's going to help. There we go. That feels a lot better. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rigger fine liner, or maybe my number 0, or this is a number 1. Let's use the number 1 fine liner. I think that's going to be a good idea. Okay, I'm going to use it, activate our brush, and I think I'm going to use my lamp black or Mars black. I call this black so many names now. I can't remember anymore. I have to look at the tube. I just see too many tubes of color and they all have a different name, but I honestly think it is Mars black. It's a new color in my life, so it does make sense that I get confused. But you guys have to forgive me if I forget. Whatever black you've got will do. Honestly, it's not about having exactly the same color or brush or paper. It is about just seeing how I go about it strategically with watercolor and then trying it yourself. Right. So let's see how clear that line will be. I love that. It almost gives a soft gray kind of vibe. So I just want to bring in these lines on the toe of my brush very finely. And try not to make the lines like too straight or too thick. And honestly, it's just these beautiful veins, so if you add a line or an angle, it's not the end of the world. Now my previous session, the color did bleed a bit, but it's okay. It's all going to become part of the butterfly wing texture. It's not the end of the world. gorgeous. And sometimes things like this goes rather quickly. Just make sure you don't have too much water on your brush and you'll be fine. Nice. Ta-da! I think that's nice. I think that line is maybe too dark. Here we go. Now I know that this black is going to soften, and I'm going to lean into that. Right, so we can put this fine liner away. Let's get back into our number 1 quill. Now these lines have to dry. I can't paint now on the wings until that is dry, but it's going to take a minute. So I thought, while we're waiting for these beautiful pretty lines to dry, let's do a foundational color wash on the key. So for that, I'm going to use my quinacridone gold, and I'm also going to use a little bit of my raw sienna. So let's get this quinacridone gold going. That's quite potent because it's quinacridone gold deep, so it's extra potent. And to just bring it a little bit more into the gold, I'm going to add some raw sienna to it. Now my raw sienna is a little bit more opaque, so it sort of just fills up the translucency of my quinacridone gold. And then we're going to go in and we're just going to give an initial wash on our key. I'm just going to lean on my pinky so that I don't press on the butterfly wings where I've just painted. So this is wet on dry. Take your time, enjoy the journey. It's a nice cloudy day here by me. It is the 31st of October where I'm recording this session, and it's Halloween. So if you're watching this, you'll probably see this a bit later. Happy Halloween. I hope that you enjoyed your day and your evening, and excited about what is lying ahead for us as creative hearts. I'm excited because I think tonight the competition closes on my channel, so I can announce who is the winners of the competition. And it's always exciting to give new patrons the opportunity to discover my channel and all of the beautiful tutorials that I offer. me just see what's happening here at the tip. Okay. Something like that. Awesome! Now, while we're waiting for that, I think I'm gonna just get my little... What have I done with my little bowl? Oh dear. I have no idea. I just want to mix a little bit of gouache. Let's clean this well. I want to just fill in the white in the center of that key. There where that beautiful amber kind of looking stone is. And I usually like to use my white porcelain little bowl. I don't know what I've done with it to mix my gouache in there, but it's okay. We'll do it here for now. Come now, you guys. Cooperate. There we go. Right. Let's get some white going here. And then I'm just going to go around it with clean water. Maybe that's too much. Just to blend it out a bit. Why am I talking so softly? It's early. Before the hustle and the bustle of the day. My favorite time of the day to paint. I know that looks very dull now. I'm going to add a little bit of my cadmium yellow. And I'm going to grab some of that quinacridone gold again, quite concentrated. On the rim. I was hoping to keep my window open. I thought that the packing yard might not work so hard so early. But here comes the big monster trucks. Sometimes the paint just want to do what the paint wants to do. Eish. It's such a small area. I wish I approached it differently from the beginning, but sometimes you have to problem solve on the go. I think that is sufficient for now. I'm going to just leave it alone. Alright, let's get back into these wings. So some of the areas I want to intensify, especially the area closest to the key, there's a lot more shadow happening there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this black as my foundation color. I'm going to bring this quinacridone gold and add it in here. Let's warm this up a little bit. Maybe add a bit more. A little bit more like a dark brown. That feels nice. Let's just see how strong this is. Oh, it's very strong, Gideon, but it's okay. Feels better. Basically the same on the other side. I sort of use the structure of the leaf, the wing, to create some of these depths, shadowy kind of movements, just to connect it as well. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to rinse my brush, take off most of the water, and just here and there I'm going to come in and connect with some of these zones just to soften the edge so that it's not so harsh and hard. There we go. Right, let's add a little bit of Mars black to this. A little bit more towards the black, grey, brown. And I'm just going to go ahead, while it's damp, close to the key, I'm going to drop in some of this color. I think I'm going to come in with a bit of concentrated. My brush was dry. A little bit more concentrated on the black. Awesome. This is seeping into my key a little bit, but it's okay. The key is going to be dark. I'm not too stressed about that. Okie dokie. I thought here and there I will use some of the colors that I've used before, like this beautiful phthalo blue, and just create a little bit of structure. The butterfly wings always has these beautiful little facets to it. Depending on how the light is catching it. Rinse out, wipe off, and just soften the edges here and there. Awesome! I'm going to do the same with this purple. It was a bluish purple that I mixed that was so pretty. There we go. Rinse off, wipe off, and just use a damp brush just to soften some of the edges. You don't have to soften everything. Here and there it can be interesting to have a little bit of a hard edge peeking through. But remember one thing, you can't go lighter, you can only go deeper. I'm going to grab a little bit of my indigo blue. Seems like it looks pretty, and I don't fuss with it too much. I want to see. Here's a little bit of yellow that I want to just accentuate. Let's not overwork our beautiful butterfly. Grab some of these turquoise. I think that is doing it for me. Okay, let's leave it alone. Loving what's happening here. Don't fiddle too much. I actually discovered now a little piece of masking fluid in the process. This is still masking fluid. But I'm gonna have to wait for these wings to dry completely to try and lift that little piece of masking tape, and then I'll just fill it in with the color that's supposed to be there. Alright. I think that is good enough for this session. We'll have to sit and wait for this to dry, and when we come back we will focus on the key and begin to bring in some beautiful details into the key. And lastly, we will focus on the cohesive combination of highlights and lowlights, but I think it's pretty much more just reflections and highlights. So it's really exciting to see how this is all coming together. So I will see you guys in the next session. Stay creative. Bye bye for now.